and young. Konnichiwa. Привет. Ni hao. Hola. ¿Qué pasó? Hello. I hope you are doing well. I know you did not come here to watch me try to look cool saying hello in different languages, or attempting to. So let's look at some words. First word we're going to look at is debtor. 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 A debtor is a person, country, or organization that owes money. So if I owe you money, I am your debtor. And to use that in a sentence, you could say, the debtor agrees to pay the debt over a 3-year period. Debtor. 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 Then we have decide. 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 Decide is to come or bring to a resolution in the mind as a result of consideration. So, if I am going to decide to eat Korean food or Chinese food tonight, then that is a decision that I make. I am going to decide which thing to eat. To use it in a sentence, you could say, she decided to do a secretarial course. She decided to walk across the street. She decided. And then this word, decision. Decision. And this is also a conclusion or resolution reached after consideration. So, if I need to decide what to eat tonight, that's what I need to do. But you know what? I made a decision. I needed to decide whether to eat Korean or Chinese, but I chose Korean barbecue. So that was the decision that I made. Before I needed to decide, now I have made the decision. 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 Declare. 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 Declare means say something in a solemn and emphatic manner. Declare. Sorry. To use declare in a sentence. The government has just declared a state of emergency. So, declare, almost the same as announce. In the same sentence, the government has just declared a state of emergency. You could say the government has just announced a state of emergency. And it would mean have the same meaning, right? So that is declare. Then decrease. 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 Decrease means make or become smaller or fewer in size, amount, intensity, or degree. So, if I smoke cigarettes and I want to decrease the amount that I smoke, I want to smoke less. Decrease. Less. Let's see how it is in a sentence here. Verb sales decreased by 5% this year. This is a much better use. Verb sales have decreased by 5% this year, but you could say verb sales lessened by 5% this year. Still grammatically correct, but decreased, lessened, same thing. Deep dive, deep dive, deep dive. A deep dive is an in-depth examination or analysis of a topic. It means to go really into it, right? If there is a subject that you don't know about and you want to look at it in depth, you want to really take a good look at it, right? You're going to do a deep dive, okay? I don't know anything about the Russian language, so if I do a deep dive into it, I can maybe learn some things about it. But I would need to do a deep dive. I would need to do in-depth deep dive. In a sentence, you could say, my boss wants me to do a deep dive on our main competitors. My boss wants me to do a deep dive on our main competitors. So, meaning my boss wants me to take a look at our competition, the other companies. You know, see what makes them tick, what makes them go. Do a deep dive, study them, study, deep dive, study. Same thing. Deep dive, study. Defendant. 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 A defendant is an individual, company, or institution sued or accused in a court of law. If I am a defendant in a trial, I am the one who is accused, right? If you sue me for money and take me to court, you are the plaintiff. I am the defendant. I am the one accused. And to use that in a sentence, you could say the jury believed that the defendant was guilty. Defendant. Then, deficit. 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 Deficit is the amount by which something, usually a sum of money, is too small. So if we have a deficit, then we have a lowering in sales, right? A deficit in sales. Let's look at the sentence here. The government is facing a deficit of $3 billion. So the government has a deficit of $3 billion, meaning they lost $3 billion more than they took in, right? So if your company has a $1 million deficit, you lost $1 million more than you took in, right? Deficit. Deficit. And goodbye. Have a great, wonderful evening.